is Ostuni, and welcome to another episode of What's My Loadout in Warframe. So last time we went with Sun Wukong, Wukong, and I had a lot of fun with him because he used to be a frame that I used a lot. Now here's the actual funny thing. The next Warframe should relate to you guys a lot. A lot of players started off with Excalibur. Now the thing about Excalibur is... my bad. Again. I did not actually start off with Excalibur. Well, technically I did, but here's what happened with me and my journey into Warframe. I wound up actually doing this. I started off in 2014, okay? Really early 2014 too. I had just gotten a PC at the time, and I decided to try out Warframe, and it looked like a decent enough game, and I decided to actually throw some money into it, and I decided that I was going to use that money on Hydroid. By the way, new color scheme, and it's actually kind of growing on me. So Hydroid became my starting Warframe whenever I started playing the game seriously again about a year ago, maybe a little bit more than that, a year and a half ago, in the mid part of 2015, I think. But basically what happened is it restarted my game, and it took Hydroid and put him in the centerpiece role of my starter Warframe. So I didn't actually get Excalibur until I made it all the way over to Pluto and then farmed for his parts. So kind of keep that in mind. I don't have really a sentimental attachment to Excalibur. I have that attachment to Hydroid among all other Warframes. So without further ado though, Excalibur. So this as far as fashion frame goes, the colors I'm using here are basically my alternate color scheme. You've got the black, you've got the secondary color would be this dark cyan here. I got some of that dark magenta up in here. And I usually use silver for any metallic colors, but because of this skin here having so much like kind of gray tone that you can't really change, I decided to just go ahead and keep it and use gold instead for my metallic trim color. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about this one's fashion frame, because this is actually a pretty interesting thing. So there's a lot to go through, so hold on to your hats, because first is the the Kaduto helmet, which comes with the Kaduto skin. I really like this one because it looks kind of like a skull design, and I've been looking for something to kind of give that to, and hopefully we'll be getting that with the Atlas Grenadier skin as well. If you guys haven't checked that out, check that out on freaking Steam. Trust me, you will thank me later. But either way, I really like this helmet. It's probably my favorite of any Excalibur one to come out in recent memory. Next we have the Proto Armor skin, probably the skin that most people probably go with Excalibur. If not that one, then I think the second most popular one is the Kaduto skin as well. But I like the Proto skin. It changes up so much cool stuff about them and everything like that, and kind of gives them this almost aged kind of look compared to other Warframes, but I really like it. Let's see. As far as attachments go, I'm a little all over the place with this one, to be honest, because that's kind of the way that the skin is, so I did the attachments to reflect that. So first, I have the Porta chest plate on here. Pretty simple. Let's see. I have the Acanthus Prime shoulder guard that comes with the Reaper Prime Access accessories, so that's probably not going to be back for a little while. And it's really cool whenever you channel because you get the energy spikes that come out of each one of these little points. You guys will probably see that here in a minute though. Let's see, the Dendrous shoulder guard was kind of interesting because there was nothing I could technically attach to there as far as armor goes, but I think that this actually makes a whole lot of sense. So I wanted to do something and that's what I chose. And for my greaves, I decided to do matching Targus Prime greaves. If you guys want to get your hands on the Targus Prime greaves, you can actually get them nowadays. All you got to do is wait until there's another Prime Access, or not Prime Access, but Prime Unvaulting that includes Mag Prime, and the Targus Prime greaves, or the Targus Prime armor set comes with the Prime Unvaulting pack. So that's that. Let's see, and next for the Syandana. And this all ties together. It all starts with the Syandana. The Uru... Oh, I actually changed it back to the Uru. Okay. Well, the Uru Prime Syandana also came with the Reaper Prime Access Pack. I really just adore this Syandana. It goes good with so many things. It's just got such a nice, cool design. All these little segmented links. This big freaking sharp energy tail on the end of it. It's just an overall good time. Alright, so now I am going to go into the mods for everything. So, as far as Excalibur goes, I think I'm actually going to try his new augment for the chromatic blade at some point, but basically what I've got on it is I got Steel Charge because, let's be honest, anyone who's using Excalibur is spamming the fuck out of number 4. Then you got Redirection, you got Intensify, Streamline, Primed Flow, Vigor, which I may actually upgrade that to Prime Vigor here pretty soon, Continuity, and Steel Fiber. Just in my opinion, Excalibur isn't a very imaginative Warframe. That partially has to do with he is basically the starter frame, which isn't bad. But, I mean, even in later game, he's not bad as far as, like, viability. His 4 is always going to be pretty good. So, there's that. Excuse me? That was great fucking timing. Oh, cool. So, that's kind of interesting. I'll have to tell that person that I was recording. So... This whole thing around Excalibur, I thought I would give him some very unique weapons, and what I've given him is the Dex Set. In case you guys are wondering about these weapons, the Dex Set is a set that you actually get for the Warframe Anniversary, and to my knowledge... You know what? I'll actually do that research off camera, and I'll put the time frame down below. Basically, what you want to do is you want to log in, and now you complete some missions, and you'll pretty much get all 3 of these weapons potatoed. It's a great set to get, especially if you're newer into the game, because all these weapons are great in their own right. Right up there with probably prime weapons. So let's start up with the Dex Cyberus. Dex Cyberus is a crit weapon, so definitely want that point strike on there. Definitely got that. Got Split Chamber, Serration, and let's see, with 3 out of 4 of these dual element mods, I can get it up to a 37.6% status chance. So to be honest, you guys, probably what you want to do is you probably want to go for the straight damage elemental mods just to get as much damage out of them as you can, because like it would be nice to get status procs every once in a while, but at the same time, like as I've learned a lot in Warframe, you really have to just kind of work towards whatever your weapon's strength really is. Like if you can get a Riven mod that can increase your status chance, great for you, and that would make it to where it can do just about anything really well. But in Warframe, just kind of go with the strengths. Don't try to make something something that just can't be, just to be all like, I'm going to do it. But like I said, Riven mod, if you got it, fucking do that. Status chance would be great. Next is the Dex Furus. Let's see. And this is actually a great status weapon because you already can get to a 95.9% chance with all 4 of the dual stat element mods on there. So that is great. I've got Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, and Lethal Torrent. I'll probably form this one more time, and I may put something else on there. It may be actually the puncture damage mod that I wind up putting on there. If anyone knows of another mod to put on here, or anything that I show you today, let me know down in the comments. I do want to revisit every single one of these in the future with some suggestions from you guys. And speaking of which, I got the episode for Wukong has already been up for a little bit, like today, and I've already gotten some good feedback through Facebook, so thank you to the community on Facebook for giving me some good ideas on that. This is the Dex Docra, and 2 things. One, really nice trivia fact, this is the only dual set of swords right now that both swords are actually the same length, so that is pretty cool. Another thing about the Dex Docra is that whenever you do a slam attack, it does AoE damage. Now here's the thing. I don't know why this happens all the time, but ignore that, hopefully. Hold on. Okay, so that's not too bad. So basically, with all 4 of these dual stat mods, you can get to about 68% status chance. I think that's okay. Like, if you can get above, if you can get within the good distance of like 70%, I think you should just go ahead and do status if you want to. But then again, that could just be me. Let's see. I do run Berserk on this, even though I do have only a 10% critical chance. I think it is just about worth it. I may actually change that out for Primed Fury, just to go ahead and get that in there. And I'm not really sure about Primed Reach, to be honest. I may or may not change that, but for right now that's what I'm running. Have Buzzkill to definitely increase my slash damage, and I have Prime Pressure Point here, all 4 dual stats, and I have Swirling Tiger as my stance mod. And cool thing about this is that you do not have to format this to get this kind of capacity. So you already have 1 slash polarity right off the bat. You have the Swirling Tiger. This is potatoed, so it has as much as it's going to get. And like I said, you still have 5 capacity to work with. So that's pretty cool. You know what? I think I just had an idea. Let me take this off. We're going to do this in this video. We're changing this up on the fly. We're going to do Condition Overload because we are close to 70%, and I bet that I could actually get this to proc every so often. For those of you who don't know, Condition Overload is a mod that gives you 60% melee damage for each status type afflicting the target. So, now here's the thing. You guys may kind of be thinking, it's like, well, you got your 2 mods right here and everything like that. Well, think about this though. Technically, Slash has a status chance, and Impact has a status chance, and even Puncture has a status chance. So any one of those hitting is gonna just fucking cause this weapon to just do apeshit insane damage. Kind of like how I discovered with my main loadout here pretty recently, but that's a story for another time. Actually, I don't have a companion, but I will put one on there, and I think I'll just put Taxon on there just to give me a little bit of coverage. Nothing particular about Taxon. I don't mod him a specific way. In fact, he may need a lot of work. But as I said, if I do a setup and I specifically need to highlight a companion, you guys will know. So we are going to go into, let's see. You know what, we'll go back into the Void. I actually really enjoyed the last... I really enjoyed the last video that I did where I actually did an exterminate mission in the void. And I think Excalibur combined with Taxon should be able to hold his own in this kind of situation. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident. I think he could do it. Alright.
The tower's neural sentry is operational. I'm picking up multiple threats, all under Oracle control. Wipe them all out.
Alright, there we go. Get some Cyberus action going. There! Ooh. Taxon, you hitting like a truck. But then again, you have Sweeper Prime attached to you, not that little bullshit fucking freeze ray. Fucking bitch. Alright, God, you gotta love that burst fire. I think the Cyberus is probably one of my top two, or, you know what, let's be logical, top three or top three, like, rifles in the game. And I think that goes for a lot of people, too. Like, that's actually kind of interesting. I may actually have to change up my question of the day because I can't imagine, like, a lot of diversity for, Excalibur, to be honest. So I'll go ahead and ask you guys the question. What are your, top three favorite rifles in the game? And I know that technically rifle is a broad definition, especially for the game's standard sometimes, but like I said, an actual rifle, not a bow, but a rifle. I think there's enough to where you guys can kind of make up your mind about that. Like, another one that I really like that I don't see being used a whole lot, to be honest, mainly because I think players don't want anything to do with this weapon because it's associated with such a early weapon, is Bratton Prime. I actually like Bratton Prime. It is a super high status chance weapon, and it'll get the job done in just about any kind of setting. It'll mow down enemies, it'll get you your status chance. I'm pretty sure that it has a decent amount of crit. Let's see, and then what's another rifle that I actually really enjoy? Well, actually, the Stradivar, I think, is a pretty nice one, like I covered in the last video, because of its ability to go back and forth between that full auto and semi-auto, because, like I was mentioning, oh, jeez. You know what? I think I'm actually going to keep Berserker now that I think about it. Yeah. Jesus. If there was a, if Ouija Plays did fucking Warframe, and he eventually did, Excalibur, he'd just be all, like, push / win, and then, like, he would start playing the fucking Sonic, theme song. Any fans of Ouija, fucking leave comments below and shit like that. Actually, this is something I wouldn't mind seeing a Ouija cover, to be honest. Even if, like, he eventually, like, covered a Warframe that I liked and just trashed it. Because, I mean, that's the thing, is that it's all in good fun. I can take a joke whenever it comes to any character like really like. I like to play as Sonic. I do not use, I need to add a little bit of context to that. I like playing as Sonic in Smash Brothers from time to time, but I hate that fucking dash move as much as you do, Ouija. I don't know why you would probably be watching this or whatever, but what? You know what? I gotta believe in my own hype. I gotta be all like, you know what? That motherfucker better be watching this shit because I'm the man. Alright. But yeah, I understand why he doesn't like Sonic, and that move would be kind of fucking terrible to deal with. This kind of makes me wonder something. If we have the Dex Furus, and it's like the Tenno version of the bullet hose, but it's like modified and everything like that, my question is, like, I really want to see a Wraith Twin Grakatas. Like, I would love that. Like, you could even, like, keep the damage the same if you wanted to, and everything like that. I just want a bigger, like, magazine or something like that. I think that would be good. Like, that, or maybe, make it to where, like, the crit, goes to where it's, like, I think in the 90s with the pistol crit mod, or the prime pistol crit mod. You guys know what I mean. Prime pistol gambit. I remember now. I remember things. Man, fuck. Alright. You know what, let's get some Dex Cyberus, or Dex Doctor action in here. I do have to agree with one thing I actually read not too long ago, though, about Hydroid Prime's Prime Access that I don't really particularly care for. I know, right? Like, me waiting for Hydroid Prime for so long, and I gotta complain about the access? Actually, I do. And it is... We're getting the Nami, or the Nami, whichever way you want to pronounce it, the Nami, dual Prime, and, like, I have to agree with, you guys on something. We have too many dual swords right now. And, to be honest, like, we don't have enough, like, actual, stances to really go between them. So, like, you know... Add it if you want, but I would say, DE, if I could make a suggestion, just a humble content creator, I think we need another one or two dual sword mods just because of how many there are and how many of them are, like, viable. Because that's the thing, is that they're all viable. A good majority of them are all viable. It's just... like, we have two stances, and, like, honestly, I think both of them, from what I've read from the community, I believe, and I believe that this opinion is still what most people think, is that both of the stance mods aren't really that remarkable, to be quite honest. So, who knows, but I think that would alleviate that. Like, if you're gonna have that many dual swords, have another stance mod introduced. Like, I think it's about time that we had one, because we've had the same fucking two for a long time. Because, like, we've had Crouching Tiger, well, you know which one I'm talking about. We've had the same two since I started playing the game again back in, like, mid-2015. So I think it's time. Just one man's opinion, though. I could be wrong. You guys could be all like, man, fuck you. I like the dual swords, and I think both stances are awesome. Well, that is your opinion to have, and you can have it. Just don't expect me to change mine until somebody goes like, hey man, you should totally, like, fucking think about it this way, and then maybe I read it and then I'm like, oh yeah, well maybe you're right, or something like that. Who knows? Oh, this fucking tile. I actually like this tile, but it's just I hardly ever see it. Like, especially like in a... Well, I mean, it only appears in a Orkin mission, but it hardly ever appears in Orkin missions. And it's just such a big fucking room. Let's see here. I'm gonna get you. God damn, that fucking range is awesome. Holy shit. God, I don't have any freaking energy. I might have to fix that. Once again, for you guys who haven't played the second dream, get ready to switch. Here we go. Yeah! Gotta love that Xeneric ability to actually regain energy. Fuck you all. Oh, can I get him? Oh, yeah.
Their ranks and they are on the run.
That's
Another
alright.
successful mission. Find
Sweet.
extraction.
You know what? Let's end this with a bang. Jesus. Just slashing all over the place. Alright, there we go. Get out of my face! Get out of my face, home. Alright. Ow. That hurt. Alright, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I think, to be honest, if I revisit Excalibur, it will probably be when the mythical, magical, so anticipated Umbra is released. So that'll probably be a good little bit. But just thoughts about Excalibur before I really set off. Excalibur does a good job early in the game to establish to players what the game is going to feel like. You're going to feel like a force of nature throughout most of your game, and Excalibur, especially in the early game, does a really good job at actually showing players that. So for that, I will give it the respect that it deserves. So yeah, that's my opinions on just Excalibur in general before we sign off. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to know the next episode is coming out. And just for a little bit of a preview of what we're doing next, we will be covering Mirage. This ought to be interesting. So yeah, Mirage is in the next episode. Wait till the ending annotations. You can actually check out the last 3 episodes that I've done. We'll have Wukong, Necros, and Frost. I've also done Atlas as well. If you guys want to dig a little deeper, find that one. And question of the day, once again, what are your top 3 rifles in Warframe? Like actual, like, rifles. Like, I know that that's kind of vague, but I think you guys can kind of decipher what I mean by that. But thank you guys for watching. This is Ostuni, signing out. Grrr!